Benvenuto, welcome to Cherry Hill Home Cooking. My name is Mark. Today we're gonna make goulash. I think that's the way it's pronounced. It's Greek origins, Mediterranean. I've never made it before. I was looking on my YouTube feed and I saw this beautiful toasted phyllo pastry come up and it looked absolutely delicious. So I said, we've got to try that. So we're gonna make this together for the first time, or at least for me. Now, we had a little technical difficulty, so it didn't have to do with my ground beef, because we've done ground beef many, many times. Plus, we've done a nice video about how to properly brown ground beef. And wait, I'll put a link right up there for you. The only thing that really caused our technical difficulty is when I was chopping up the onions. But anyway, for this recipe, you're gonna need two medium-sized Spanish onions. You want to dice them up relatively small. Now, then you can fry them with your beef. I had done my beef ahead of time, so I just added my onion a little while ago, but it's already nice and translucent. We don't have to worry about it cooking it thoroughly because it's going to bake in the oven as well, but you want to get it a little bit soft. Okay, so again, proper way to ground beef will be up in the what is that? They're sitting there. It's the right-hand corner, right? Or left-hand corner?
Right hand.
Okay, so let's talk about the other ingredients. All right, first one is, so basically it is, I don't know if I said this just in the last few minutes, but it's basically a Greek meat pie. That's what it is, all right? Now, for this recipe and the way that I'm doing it, you want to make sure you get phyllo dough, okay? That's in the frozen section of your supermarket, or you can make it yourself if you'd like. I wouldn't even attempt it. Could you imagine me with all that flour and butter and everything all over?
Can imagine.
So, but the thing is, you want to make sure you get the one that says phyllo dough. There is a version that you can use puff pastry. And they're right next to each other. So make sure it says dough, phyllo dough, not the puff pastry. Because at least with this video, we're doing the puff pastry version. All right, then the other kind of ingredient that maybe, I know I don't use a lot, maybe you all do, is, this is ghee, okay? Or clarified butter. I don't think, ghee is cooked a little bit longer than clarified butter, so it's got a little bit more of a nutty flavor, I think. But you can easily make clarified butter. Well, no, I shouldn't say easily. It's you take your butter, you're going to boil it, it gets all foamy, then you're going to separate it, and not that it's not doable, it's just a lot of work. The downside of this is it is a little pricey. But as I said, I don't really use ghee in that many recipes. And the whole idea behind it is you're taking the milk solids out, so it has a higher burn rate, and they say if you use ghee, especially in eggs or something like that, when you're frying eggs or something like that, you don't get the brown burnt edges on your egg whites, but I happen to like that. But anyway, so this you get in, but I searched and searched and searched in the supermarket. It was over in the it wasn't even in the oil aisle. I guess it's gonna, everyone will change, but anyway, you can get that in the supermarket. All right, then we're gonna need some whole milk. We need 1 egg. We're gonna need some salt and pepper to taste. All right, and the big thing that I kind of, you're gonna need a little bit of garlic powder. Now, I've already put everything in there. That was part of our technical difficulty, so I did put my spices and everything in here. But what's kind of what I've enjoyed about making this recipe is they, in a lot of Greek food, I guess, a lot of Mediterranean food, they use a combination of spices called Baharat, I think is how you say it. I'm showing it to them like they could even read my writing. Look at how terrible my writing is. That was my shopping list. But anyway, I could not find it in my local store. I was able to, I certainly could get it on Amazon, but since we were making this today, I thought, I should be able to get that in the supermarket. Nope, I tried all 3 of the major supermarkets, plus that big gigantic store with the W, and nobody had this particularly all mixed up. So I found a recipe or proportions to at least make a version of it, all right? And it actually, oh, it smells delicious. It's got ground cumin, black pepper, ground coriander. It's got paprika, cardamom, cloves, nutmeg. All right, I'm gonna write these down in the recipe. But anyway, it's not a spice that I've ever used. I guess if I had to describe it, it's a little bit like 5-spice, but not exactly 5-spice. Now, the other thing is, this, I'll shout out to you, Todd, if you wanted to replace that with some of your Creole seasoning, that would probably be really good too, and give it a little Creole seasoning spin. All right, we're gonna break shortly now so that I can put everything, oh, yeah, I talked about the phyllo, right? And you need a 9 by 13 inch pan. My oven is preheated to 350. So, all right, we'll be back, and we'll. I think I mentioned the milk. We're gonna need. We need 2/3 cup of milk and 1 egg. All right, and those are going to be combined. But we'll do that when we have to do it. So, see you in a bit. Okay, couple quick things about the phyllo dough. Thaw it. You know, on the directions to thaw are on the box. You know, my directions on mine was to thaw it in the refrigerator overnight, so say 8 hours, and then to take it out about an hour before you're going to use it. All right. Now, we got our baking pan. Our oven is preheated. And the first step we're going to do is we got to brush our pan, sides and bottom, thoroughly. Of course, what that's going to do, I'm hoping, is it's going to help it stick to the first sheet, stick to the bottom. Now, depending upon how many sheets you do, from the several recipes that I looked at, they all said, you know, 8 to 10 on the bottom layer. Now, also, keep in mind, this is not going to be really, really flaky on your bottom layer because we're going to put the meat on top of it. So, I'm going to take our sheets of phyllo, try to do 1. I have used phyllo dough a couple times, but it can be very fragile. And place it in your pan. Now, this bottom half of it doesn't have to be 100% perfect, so none of them do, even the tops, so don't worry about that. All right? And then we're going to put our ghee on that layer as well. And try to get right to the edges. I'm going to do a couple of my ghee, could probably be a little more liquidy. It's maybe gotten a little firmer. So if that happens, just pop it in the microwave for a few minutes. And we'll do that in a second. Now, I've seen some of the recipes I've watched, people are really, really picky about the sides, and we'll talk about that a little bit more in a minute. All right. Then our next sheet. Oh, and it ripped on us, but that's okay. And you're going to repeat this process for at least 8 sheets. Okay, now it would be extremely boring to make me do this, so I'm going to heat my ghee up a little bit, and I'll finish up this layer. See you in a bit.
Recording.
3, 2, 1. Okay, guys, I just wanted to show you that I heated up the ghee. So your clarified butter, you really want it to kind of look like that, not like that. So mine had started to get to room temperature again a little bit, so it was a little, firmer than it should be. So anyway, I put it in the microwave for 40 seconds, and it was perfect. All right, so we're doing our last layer here before we put our beef, and I did 10 sheets. Now, as I said, because we haven't done this before, I mean, most of the recipes I looked at called for a pound of the phyllo pastry or dough. And I'm finding that there's a lot of sheets in there. If we did 10 on each one, that would be one roll, because in that packet it comes in 2. So we'll figure it out. But anyway, okay, so now before we put our mixture, our meat mixture in, if you want a nice, really pretty edge, you gotta cut this with a sharp knife. All right. Now you could leave it like this, but you're not going to get that really straight edge. If I can get this out. There we go. And of course you'll pretty it up at the end. All right, so you get the gist, right? Cut that there. See how that one, see, that one came out good. So we will end up, almost came out good. Cut there. All right, so we will put some more butter on that in a moment. Let me get it cut. It's one of those things you can't be afraid to cut it. That top layer is giving me a problem. It's just going to keep moving on me. There we go, that one was better. We're getting the hang of it. There we go. It's a shame we gotta waste all of that, but all right, there's one more fix up over here. Good. All right, I'm just gonna take this last layer, make it look a little prettier. We'll put some more ghee on it. That's gonna get covered, so we don't really need to bother with that. Okay. All right, so then we're gonna take all of our mixture. Meat and spread it evenly. Wade always tells me I should, which I have taken that advice a couple times, is try to make a batch before we do it. But then again, he loves to watch this. He keeps saying he's going to make a blooper reel. No, he's not. All right, so spread it out. Trying to get it even. It smells delicious. I just want to take a spoon and eat it. All right, guys. Then we're going to start with our next layer of dough and kind of push it down a little bit. Let's get it, you know, a little moist. So hopefully it'll stick a bit. And I'm going to continue with that. And probably for another 10, 12 sheets, depending upon how much you want on there. Now the top layer is going to puff up and it will get all lovely and brown. with the bottom layers, of course, have got the meat on it, so it's not going to puff up. All right, we'll do one more. That's 2. So I'm looking at, like, I don't think I'm going to use both of those. What's the other one, hon? Oh. And again, we're experimenting because we've never made it before, but we'll let you guys all see at the end how much we end up using. All right, we'll be back. All right, so I put about, 10 layers of our phyllo on the first. We put our meat mixture on top. I did another 10. Tried to trim up the edges really neat, which I did not 100% happen, but we want to put one. See how fast that, we've only been gone maybe 10 minutes at the most, and that's already kind of started to thicken up. All right, now, this is a very important step, I gather, is we have to cut it. Okay, so we should get roughly about, what, 6, 9, 12 pieces out of this, whatever the case may be. I want to clean this up a bit. But you do have to cut it before you bake it, so, and you want to make sure you get down to all your layers. Again, it would be one of those things, if you don't cut it, you're never going to get the pieces out. Okay. All right, and then we'll cut it here again. Oop. Push that up a bit. Make sure you get it all the way down. And then everyone's piece is not going to be very but all right, and then the last step caught me as a little strange, but this is, we've got our 3/4 cup milk and our egg. Combine it till it's all one solid color. We're going to pour it over the top. Did you see that coming, hon?
Didn't see that coming.
Then you can give it a little turn, make sure it's all even. All right, here goes nothing. Into our 350 preheated oven in the middle rack. And, okay, Google, set a timer for 40 minutes.
Got it, 40 minutes. And that's starting now.
It's in the oven. All right, so of course I'll keep a little eye on it. You don't, depending upon how well your oven keeps temperature and so on and so forth. You don't want to get it too brown, but you want it a beautiful golden brown. All right, so we'll see you in about 40 minutes. All right, it's been 40 minutes. I checked it a couple times during the baking. It was coming along beautiful. Ooh, ooh, that looks delicious. All right, it is golden brown and delicious, I would say. Would you, Wade?
Definitely.
All right, now, of course, with all these delicious things, it needs to cool down a bit. Every other recipe I saw said to let it cool down at least 30 minutes. So we're going to let it cool down, and we'll see you when it's time to eat. All right, once again, the best part of cooking, eating. It looks like it came out nice.
It smells
It
delicious.
smells good. I'm not quite 100% sure whether you're supposed to eat it with your hand or in a bowl or plate or fork, so it's going to be messy, I think, either way. But
Let's try
So-
over here.
you got all that nice, flaky. You go first. I love the smell of a combination of the spices. Oh, look at it! Didn't totally fall apart. All right, here we go.
That is delicious.
Oh, that's good.
That is. Not bad for its first time.
It's got that kind of greasy or the butter of feels like with baklava. Somebody had called it savory baklava. You get that same kind of mouthfeel you get with baklava.
That is delicious.
That is pretty damn tasty. Wow. Now, I mean, I don't know if you would serve this as, doing a party or something, or just have it out, dinner with some salad or something, or, but anyway, either way, it's delicious.
It is. Wow.
I'm very happy with it.
So am I. Please like and subscribe and check out cherryhomehomecooking.com. See you in the next video.
Ciao.
Bye. Wow, this is awesome.
That is good, huh?